What's up, y'all? It's just Rhonda, and I'm just here to talk about Ready to Love, Make a Move, Season 1, Episode 7. Before we get started, like the video, subscribe to my channel. Now, let's get into it. So, we're still on the rooftop celebrating Zadia's birthday. Of course, Cameron comes through. We knew he was not going to leave Zadia hanging. He comes through with a gift. He said he knows she loves yellow, and so he made sure there was, sparks of yellow throughout the gift. So not only is he sweet, but he's thoughtful. He didn't just grab something. He took time out to put a little personal touch and detail into his gift. So while Zadia's over there smiling, her and Cameron smiling at each other, because that's what they do. Mizell is over here making a move on Vernisha. So apparently, while what's this lady's name? Charisse is over here trying to get rid of Danzy or Denzi or whatever his drunk ass name is. Mizell took the opportunity to slide over to the other side of the room and find out if Vernisha had found her match. She said no. And he was like, duly noted, because later I'm finna get that number. I'm just saying. That's pretty much how it played out. The next morning, Vernisha and Ashley are in the house having a little chat, and Ashley says she has heard nothing from Kirsten. He ain't called, he ain't texted, he ain't said nothing. We're not surprised by that. And Zadia and Charisse are in the other room talking, and Charisse said Danzy was too much for her. She was acting like, she was his girlfriend and basically just being too damn drunk. I don't know how you go somewhere and be filming and, can't control yourself. Like, Danzy has a problem. He won't be missed. Mizell, she says she's feeling him. He's handsome. He got good conversations. So she's thinking about keeping him around. Meanwhile, Venisha's in the other room telling Ashley how Mizell asked her for her phone number and she gave it to him. And, she about to see what's up. Eventually all of them get in the kitchen together. They're chatting up their connection. Ashley letting them know, how Donald had her smiling, and Vernisha gets straight to the cut, because Charisse was telling them, Mizell, and before she could get it out of her mouth, Vernisha was like, what about Mizell? After everything, played out last night, he came over and asked me for my number, and I gave it to him, and he's been texting me all night and all morning. And Charisse is like, well, that's weird because he hasn't texted me at all. So now he texted you? Like, how does that work? She was thrown off. Ashley was just so entertained, which I thought was messed up because I'm like, so now, is this inappropriate, Ashley? Because you had a whole fallout fit when Stormy showed up with a basic blue dress on, but Vernisha is your girl over here giving her number to the guy that, what's this girl Charisse came with. So what's really tea, Ashley? It depends on who we talking about. She says Cherisse's face got all tight. I know it did because that's embarrassing. She was just getting ready to sit up here and share with y'all how, she liked this guy. She's feeling this guy. And Vernisha was like, well, he ain't feeling you because he's feeling me. He's been calling me all night. Which means nothing, honestly. It just means he is slick-ass snake. And I'm confused as to why Vernisha gave him the number in the first place. Because even if you thought he was attractive and everything, I guess you should have been like, I don't know. I would be feeling the way like he came her. I don't know what kind of conversation that took place while they was over to the rooftop place, but it was enough to make her want to give this man her number. So it's time to meet up with Tamika. And Tamika's getting the playback from, how did everything go with your keepers and the, blind dates and such. But Ashley said Donna's giving her everything she needed. And Kirsten, on the other hand, he ain't called, he ain't nothing. He ain't text. And call, he did not come, he does not care. Charisse says she started out her day feeling Mizell, but then she found out Mizell was over here texting Vernisha, so now she don't know how she feeling. And Vernisha was like, well, I thought everybody was fair game. I guess. It's just kind of weird how it played out, though. She says she might be interested in Mizell, though, so she about to see what's up. Tamika's confused. She's like, does he not know that y'all live in the same house? Like, how did he find to that? Did he say what? Have you? Sharice is like, I don't know. Haven't heard from him. Haven't talked to him. He's over here calling her now. Um. So Tamika's like, so then what are you gonna do? I mean, you can't keep him around because I mean, I guess we'll find out because it's time for the mixer and the guys show up. Tabari's first. He's in there like working the room, like I'm sure he does at his little restaurant that he manages. Kirsten shows up. Kirsten shows up to clock out. I think he's done. And as soon as he walks in the door, he probably like, Lord, now I got to listen to this girl, you know, try to make me be her boyfriend. She know I don't want to. Ashley confronts him immediately about ghosting her, and he was like, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. He wasn't offering no explanation. You didn't show up. He was like, yeah, no, I didn't. And I haven't heard from you. He's like, no. I'm like, girl, what happened to all that unmatched energy y'all were having last week? Um, Mizell is over here trying to play Sharice. He's not very good at being a player. I don't know why he thought he could play the room with the two women sitting in the same space. So Mizell's over here like, oh, hey, it's good to see you. And she was like, are you sure? And he's like, oh, of course. And she said, I heard you've been calling people. He said, I did not call anyone. Okay, texting, Mizell. I heard you've been communicating with my girl over here. He was like, yeah. And apparently Sharice wasn't getting it out fast enough because Tamika came, she was ear hustling and she came over there like get straight to the point. Like, Martha, what are you doing? Like, what's up? You calling this one and you're over here, lying to this one, and he now is sweating and stuttering, talking about he's not really clear how the process works. Well, you clear. You clear that that's not how it works, I'm sure, Mizell. She said, I hear what you're saying, but I believe you. You know what it is. Now stop playing. If you was trying to pursue Vernisha, he was like, well, what happened was like we were down at the thing and I lost my bag and she was helping me find my bag. And it was just very endearing of her to help me do that. And Vernisha's like, don't play. You was trying to get with me. So if you ain't gonna say that, then don't call me no more. So now he's losing out on both ends. And why did he show up with no sleeves on? It's like when he was going on a date with Sharice, he showed up with a suit jacket on and dress shoes. Now that he's trying to get at Renisha's attention, he's going to rip the sleeves off his little t-shirt. Who are you, Mizell? Sharice cut his ass loose because what else was she supposed to do? And he talking about, I understand, but if you still want to talk or get together or whatever, no, goodbye, go, see you, be there. Saudi's still pressing Cam about time and him being busy. And I don't know why she's still doing that. I feel like at this point they like each other. She should just go with the flow and see how much effort he's putting in. But don't keep pressing him about not having time. And what he said was he thinks about should he be doing this? He questions it. And then when he sees her, he knows that he's making the right decision. So he likes her. When he's with her, he's having, it's good energy. He's having a good time. So I wish she would just relax and let it be what it's going to be. And if she's feeling like he's not making enough time, she could say something then. But at this point, it's a lot. They keep going on dates and going on dates and going on dates. And I don't know how long filming takes, but I heard it takes a long time. So when you got a real job, it seems like it would be difficult. These ladies are like off for the next however long they're going to be there in New Orleans, staying in the house. Kirsten and Ashley, they have their little moment. Kirsten gives zero fucks what Ashley is talking about. She gave this big long talk about how, communication is why she got rid of the last guy. And girl, the guy that was at the party the other night, yeah, communication is why she got rid of him. And she's choosing her and he's sitting there looking at her like a fool. And she said, what did she say? She said, so right this time, I feel like I'm going to go ahead and move in another direction. And he had his bottle of water. He was like, all right, I respect it. That's what you need to do. She gets all pissed off, like, that's it? You're not going to fight for this? Not even a little bit? No, he came there to get kicked out so he can go on and go, Ashley. He's tired of dealing with you. And you look a fool chasing him down, talking about you ain't even fight for it. Then she walks him to the door and locks the door behind him. Okay, you should have been did that, but anyway. Vernisha chooses Tabari because Vernisha doesn't have any other options. That other boy was too not he wasn't ready. He wasn't confident enough for her. He was nice, but he wasn't ready. She told him she likes him, but she wants to see more of his serious side because he's joking all the time. Yeah. I mean, I was ready for her to get rid of Jabari. And I felt like Tabari was a good, switch over because he's fun, energy, but I'm ready for him to go too. These options suck. I feel like I could have done better, Tamika, and I'm not no matchmaker, but dang. Donald shows up to rescue Ashley. Why? Because Tamika called him over there. Now she's skinning and grinning like she didn't just have this moment chasing this other dude out the door. It's like, if somebody's going to show me attention, then I'm just going to be happy about it. So she's sitting there grinning and telling him, what do you want from me? And of course, he has a long ass pageant answer, which I hate. I hate his answers about things. That's what makes me think he's full of shit. But maybe him and Ashley are made for each other because they both full of shit, both of them. Ashley and Bernice should go on a blind date. This was stupid. They set them up with two muscle men to go on in a dance studio, and one was 31 and one was 38. They were both too young and attractive, but there wasn't nothing going on. Pretty much the girls was like, "Don't call us, we'll call you." That's all I got out of that. Charisse and Zadia have a blind date. They go on a pottery date. Zadia is connected to camera, so she let Charisse go ahead and pick which one of these men she wanted to go out with. So Charisse picked Will. Will is 39. He works for a nonprofit. Okay, nonprofit. He has a 6-year-old, which is interesting because Charisse don't like kids. She ain't complaining this time. Usually she be in a confessional talking about she ain't trying to be nobody's stepmama, but she don't have no connection, so she gonna take what she could get right now. She asked him if he had been married to the mother of his child, and he said no, but they were together for a while, but things just didn't work out. It happens, you know what I'm saying? But they seem to have a great relationship. He didn't have any. He only had spoke nicely about the mother of his kid. So I was concerned about the spray paint on his forehead. I'm just saying, he looks like, when he goes home at night, this block square thing that he has sprayed on there is going to wash down the sink, but that's neither here nor there. Don cooks for Ashley, has her over to his house. Ashley walks in, talking about, it's nice. Yeah, I could see myself living here. I guess, girl. I mean, if you say so. You was just having mad unmatched energy last week with Kirsten, but now this week you're moving in Don's house. Got it. He pulls out this game, none of those question games. So they said, I actually don't mind that idea. I think just because when you're on a date and you have that kind of nervous energy, it's kind of a cool game to play. They've already been on a couple of dates, so it should be comfortable enough for them to go ahead and open up and answer these questions. So I didn't hate this idea. I did hate the idea that he was serving barefoot wine. Don, if you have a date, spring more than $6.99 on a bottle of wine. I'm just saying. That's cool for your friends and stuff, but this is your girl, Ashley, and y'all are like falling madly in love with each other. Don said he has never once been in a healthy relationship. He said every time it was worse than the last time. And he decided in order to heal, he was going to do self-reflection. Don, that's one of those sentences that are a lot of words, but don't say nothing. You healing yourself from toxic relationship by using self-reflection. What else you doing, Don, besides just reflecting? I just, want to know because toxicity needs a little more help, I'm sure, than reflecting sometimes, especially if you've never seen anything healthy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you reflecting to? I'm just saying. Ashley didn't have no questions, so I'm going to go ahead and ask him because Ashley, that's a red flag. Just saying. Ashley asked him, what's the one thing about yourself you haven't revealed? Done. Did I tell you I was married? Clutches pearl. No, you didn't tell me you were married. How, when? How? Who? Okay, so she said they were talking in the morning, in the afternoon, all through the night, every single day. Her and Donald having all of these intimate conversations, and not once did that come up because that's the kind of questions I'd be finding out on the first date. Have you ever been married? Do you want to get married? Do you have any kids? Do you want to have kids? Like those are like first date questions. So for him to hide the fact that he had been married before, to me is suspect. That's why I knew Don was full of shit the first day I met him. I'm just saying it's the way he says things. And then he comes across with this very peaceful personality. And that seems weird for somebody who's only ever had toxic, unhealthy relationships. You know what I'm saying? It just seems fake, Donald, like I said in the first place. Anyway, that's how it is. We'll find out, I don't know. Ashley, when he said that, said they need to start from scratch. I guess. Seems like you got some questions you didn't ask. You was too busy trying to find out, if Kirsten was going to let you rub on his head. Anyway, next week, Charisse has a new blind date. We got to find somebody, Charisse, because she don't have no keepers. And ain't nobody trying to call that lawyer man back with the Louis Vuitton shoes. So Charisse doesn't have nobody. And, this guy she got Will, ain't nobody going over there with his 6-year-old child. Not Charisse, that's for damn sure. Cam gives Zadia a opt out because he said he's busy and he don't know if she can, accept that. And she must keep asking him to the point where he's tired of it. I mean, I'm just saying, because they have only been grinning and bubbly at each other all the way through, but she keeps on bringing up this whole issue of him having time. And I don't know anybody with money that has a bunch of time, Zadia. So seriously. And then Tamika says she bringing back some blast from the past. So I don't know why we're going back to the past, or somebody who's been overlooked maybe. I don't know who it is. But Venetia has a date with some man that has his back to her. So they'll have the big reveal next week and we'll find out who is this stranger that we setting Venetia up with. You know what? Like the video, subscribe to my channel, and we'll be back next week to talk about it. Bye y'all.